Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to this week's episode of 15 with the Team, a series where the Office of the Student Advocate discusses common topics within the DC education system to help you become better informed and empowered in less than 15 minutes.
My name is Ana Rodriguez, and I am the Program Associate with the Office of Student Advocate. And we will be talking about parent advocacy, specifically parent teacher organizations and local school advisory teams. So before I get into it, I just want to go over what is a PTO. PTO stands for Parent Teacher Organization. They are groups, often school staff, who meet regularly to support school goals and interests of students, teachers, parents. Each school is responsible for organizing and maintaining its own parent organization. To learn more about the school's parent organization or how to get involved, please reach out to your school. You can find PTO contacts for DCPS on their website. Also, let's cover LSATs, R2. The local school advisory team is a group of elected and appointed members that exists for every DCPS school. The team, formerly the local school restructuring team, consists of parents, teachers, non-instructional coaches, school staff, a community of member, and in some cases, students to advise the principal on matters that promote high expectations and high achievement for all students. We are joined today by Brandy Reese. She is the president of the Garfield, yes, the Garfield Elementary School PTO. Can you introduce yourself and tell us about how you engage in advocacy as a parent?
Hello, everyone. As you said, my name is Brandy Reese, and I am the president of the PTO at Garfield Elementary over in the Great Ward 8, Southeast DC. How do I engage in parent advocacy? You know what? To be completely frank, I just annoy you until you listen. Um, I'm when my children started attending Garfield, I just had questions, and so I asked a lot of questions. I wanted to get this parenting thing right. I wanted to get their education correct, and one thing that I've always known, if you know anyone that works in education, is teachers and staff and administration. They very rarely get the help that they need in totality to be able to help a school run. And so I would ask, how could I help? What do you need here? What do you need there? And then I just became engaged. And so something that I've tried to do at that school is fill in the gaps where there were gaps. If a teacher needed something simple like paper or something like that they couldn't afford to purchase, I'd buy it. Teacher appreciation, making sure that they did feel appreciated, just constantly contacting parents to let them know, hey, the teachers do need you. They need you. The teachers need us. Trying to show parents that the more that you engage in your child's education from an extracurricular standpoint, the more of an effect you have on their educational well-being. Making sure that teachers understand there are parents that are going to be there to ask you questions, to hold you accountable, but also to support you. That's just pretty much what I've tried to do until they asked me to join the PTO.
So you just segued me into my next question. What does it look like to join the PTO or the LSAT?
To join the PTO, the way that we've set it up at Garfield is that we have sign up sheets. At the beginning of the year, we're constantly engaging parents, being there at the beginning, letting them know, hey, this is what we do. This is how you can support. We need your membership. We need to raise funds to be able to supplement things that our children need at the school. And you always find your few faithful parents that will constantly participate. But then you have other parents that are like, you know what, I don't have the time, but I'll donate to this cause or I'll donate to that cause. And so we have our meetings monthly. You're able to meet in person or virtually, and we discuss everything that's going to happen for the next 2 months. We try to plan out 2 months. For whether it be engaging in an after school activity or a fundraiser, or if we see a problem that we need to discuss that you know, I don't know, I'm going to make up something like if the kids aren't getting enough recess. Okay, so how do we go about doing those things? And then parents will come and they ask questions about assistance that they may need. And we just try to connect the parents to let them know, hey, you talk to this person, you talk to that person. And so we've built a community that way.
So it leads me into one more question before we will close out. Why should parents participate?
Wow. That's so that's that we could be here all day about why parents need to participate. Um, I think that many times the misconception that a PTO is just parents that want to be busybodies and be there. And that's just not the case. I think when you participate as a parent, you get an up close and personal view of what's happening in your child's education. You get to speak to the administration. You have a closer relationship with teachers. You find out the burdens that they have, and you many times don't realize you can assist in some of those things. And if parents recognize the importance of your participation in your child's educational journey, you'd realize that the more that you participate, the better the trajectory is. You can't, I'm not going to say that it's being an absentee parent because sometimes parents just don't have the time, but that really, really close involvement will let educators know they have an active interest in their child's education. So if you know they're not getting the supports that they need, it's your first face recognition. They will remember you, and then in turn will remember your child. But then also, your need to participate in the PTO is a communal thing. I, as a parent, I can make sure my kid is okay. There are other children there that may not have the supports that they have at home, that you have, or you're able to provide for your children. If you, by providing those children's supports, they will know that there is a community of people that truly care about them. And from a selfish standpoint, if my kid is in school with your kid, I need to make sure your kid is okay so that my kid is okay. And if we as parents participated more in that communal fashion, we'd be making sure that the community is okay, making sure that your child has the support, the resource, and in turn, it makes my child's education that much better.
So thank you, Brandy. And I'm going to close us out in this session. So if you want to learn more about parent leadership and advocacy, check out our toolkit. Parents and families provide unique grassroots educational leadership in our schools. We just want to press that we cannot create high quality schools without the partnership of parents, empowering the voices in our education system. It is critical to the success of our students. So our toolkit, let me just say this, go visit us on the Office of Student Advocate. We have a lot of resources on there. And I just want to make sure that people know the importance. And just like Brandy here said, we are all in this together. And if we move forward with this, we can build better, high quality schools. So the main thing is that how do we establish a parent organization with the right structures, leadership, and procedures for your school? So thank you, Brandy, for this time. You've been fighting the fight. We've been fighting the fight. Um, and thank you for today's session.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.